All right, welcome to the People's Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Doug By, here as always with Mike Rossi, Andrew Garganese, and Joey G Money. What's up, boys?
What's
How
up,
we doing, Doug?
Dougie?
We got a stacked show tonight,
A lot to talk about tonight.
We have a lot to talk about. Something
A lot
that
of
did
interesting
happen.
topics.
Yeah, something that just happened in my league. It was a little bit of a shit show, and I don't even know if Andy really knows what we're talking about because he said he didn't read any of the text messages.
There was
I wish
There's
that
hundreds.
conversation was all iPhones, so I could have just fucking left. But I couldn't leave because
because of
you
my phone.
Android folk.
it was Doug. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Doug. Yeah, Doug's probably the only Android in this.
I got 3 or 4 texts in like the span of however quick it was. It was just somebody crying about something, and I just muted it and moved on with my life.
Yeah. That was rapid fire. That's what that was. But speaking of rapid fire, that's gonna be the first thing up. We got rapid fire, we got Mike's Padlock, we got Pick Six, we got Joe's Beef, we got Andy's new segment, Andy's Mount Rushmore.
Hey,
And if we have time, we'll do DK. We'll see. We'll see if we have time. Let's get started though. Let's get started with some rapid fire. Guys ready? I think last week it was
Oh, we're
56
ready.
seconds, right?
Yeah, we got it. But there wasn't 4 of us last week.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Don't talk over me this week.
Yeah.
Say your stuff sooner then.
All right, let's get started. Question 1. Raheem Mostert versus New York Jets or King Henry versus Houston?
Henry.
Most certain.
Buy or sell, the Bills make the playoffs.
bye.
Bye.
Over under 2.5 touchdowns, total touchdowns for Hurts at Seattle.
Over.
Under.
Justin Ferguson at Buffalo or Isaiah Likely at Jacksonville?
Likely.
Likely.
Over under 20 fantasy points for Kyron Williams versus Washington.
Over.
Under.
Najee Harris at Indy or Jalen Warren at Indy?
Jalen
Warren.
Jalen.
Buy or sell, TJ Hawkinson is now the rest of the way tight end 1 in fantasy.
Sell.
No.
Over under 10 touches for Debo at Arizona.
Over.
Under.
Jordan Love versus Tampa Bay or Sam Howell at LA Rams?
Sam Hall.
Love.
Buy or sell, the Patriots are better without Bill.
So
Yes.
Sell.
Bye.
This guy sucks. Yes. No.
Who was doing that? I didn't even notice, honestly.
Me. I just was trying to be quick.
Yeah, it was a lot of yes and no.
Yes and no came into my head instead of buy or sell.
Yeah.
I
That
like
kid,
how you
Belichick's
said
on there.
Debo Samuel.
Belichick's got
10 touches.
mm,
10 touches. He gets what? He gets probably like 3 carries a game.
Yeah,
think he
you
only
guys
had
both-
one
You
last
said
week,
under,
but
right?
it was a
I
touchdown.
think it's going to be over.
I said under.
Yeah.
One under.
And I think this is a Puka week. I could see that's why I went under with Kyron. I don't know. Washington lets up big plays, and I could just see Puka getting them. I don't know why.
I could see the Rams putting up 40 something on that team.
yeah, that's
40
a bad.
something.
The Rams would look good on offense.
They have
man.
well, they're starting to come
They
around.
have.
Yeah, Rams are gonna make the
Yeah.
playoffs. But so that last question, the news did come out that Bill Belichick is most likely getting fired at the end of the year. Yeah,
Wait, did that really happen?
yeah. Tom Kern came out and said after the Indianapolis game, Robert Kraft made up his mind that he's going to be firing Bill Belichick at the end of the year.
At the end of the day, he's not getting fired, right? Like there's going to be a
It's a
press
mutual
conference
part.
where
Well, they're
Bill's
gonna
like,
let-
I
yeah, yeah.
resign.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
But I was surprised that was leaked
That-
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else is going to hire him. He'll be a head coach if he wants to be next year.
No
he wants to
shit.
If he wants to be.
Yeah.
Wants to be. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not even sure how I feel about it all yet. But at times I didn't want him. But again, he won 6 for us or helped win 6. So
Who
I
wants to
think at
take who
some
wants
point-
to take that job? Like what coach comes in now with those
Vrabel,
fucking
yeah.
New England expectations and is like, you're getting hired to get fired. That's it. You're gonna
Yeah.
let whoever takes this job is only around for 2 years, 3 years max, and they're fucking gone.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel won't take that job. Why
I
would
think-
he
I think
leave what he's doing in
Vrabel,
Tennessee?
Vrabel or Mayo would take that job in a heartbeat.
I agree with Joe. I think those are the two names that are in
Those are the two guys that I think would take that job in a heartbeat. Why wouldn't Vrabel? Derrick Henry's getting old. He's going to be leaving soon. Levis, I don't know if is the guy. They've been trading guys on the defense. They got contracts on the defense coming up. This is the perfect time for Vrabel to go.
I don't know. I
Uh,
think he's established himself in Tennessee, and
I
it's
think-
not like the Patriots roster is anything special to go to.
No,
Like,
it's
why
not.
would
But
he
you
do
can
that?
start. But that's the thing. You can start. You can go spend money and start and draft a quarterback.
He
and
already did that. He already did that.
they're not spending money. That's the thing. They're trying to get rid of money in Tennessee. You're wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
I think
he
I
already
think
did
Robert
that. I'm not saying
Kraft
he's doing
wants
it
him.
now.
Yeah. I think Robert Kraft does want Vrabel. I think that's kind of been leaked a little bit too.
Yeah.
That
At the
that's
end of the
guy.
day, if you're gonna pay him, then that's the motivation right there. If you're gonna pay him enough.
100%.
And the ownership, he probably obviously coming back to the ownership that he played for. So that's probably part of it for Vrabel. But anyways, all right, let's get off of that. Next, we got Mike's Padlock of the week, and he already told us it's going to be the worst one he's had yet. So that's going to be
This
something.
This is the ugliest padlock of the week, but I don't care because I have a gut feeling that it's going to hit. So, Treylon Burks is going to have the best game of his young career.
His
So,
career.
Yeah,
What
the
does that-
best
what does
game
that
of his
entail?
young career. I didn't look that up. I didn't even plan on
9
saying
fantasy points.
that until I just said it right now. I had that he was going to have a big play against Houston, but you guys hyped it up, and I was like, the best game of his young career. So that's what I'm going with. All right.
What is, all we talked about was Vrabel.
I know, but you guys just said it's an ugly one, and it can't be ugly if it's only one play. Like anybody can make one play, so I had to make it uglier in the moment. So I'm confident that he's gonna have a big play. So I'll make it that play leads to the best. It's not gonna take much to be the best game of his career, but he's been hurt all year. He had one of the scariest injuries of the year against Pittsburgh, right? That was pretty terrifying. But he's been back. He's been back for 2 weeks, and he's looked fucking awful in those 2 weeks. He hasn't looked good. He's done absolutely nothing. That being said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think Treylon Burks is a talented receiver. He can make big plays. He can jump up and get the ball. They drafted it for a reason. They drafted him for a reason. And why not take the chance on the man that you drafted in the first round? I just think this is the week that it's going to be the coming out party against one of the worst passing defense in the league. Leave me alone. I'm fucking drunk, Andy. All right. I'm trying my best. Okay.
So this is just a gut feeling. That's all you're really going with here.
Bro, you didn't get one fucking
No,
word
I don't even
right
care.
in that whole entire rant.
I could have said,
Words are tough,
Not a
Mike. I
single
know
word.
from experience.
you know what the worst part is? It's not the fact that I'm drunk isn't what's bothering me right now. It's the fact that you guys knew I was drunk and I could feel the pressure of talking. Like you're hanging on to every word that I'm saying. Like he's gonna fuck up. He's gonna
He's gonna
fuck
mess
up.
up.
And
It's
I
coming.
just felt that so much that it made me fuck up.
I
Couldn't have been
I
thinking
didn't say
about
a
that
word.
less.
Yeah, I didn't say a word
Bullshit.
until the first 4 fucking tongue twisters, and then I was like, all right. I didn't know we were in for 20 more. All right.
Oh shit.
All right, that's an
I
ugly
got
one.
through it, guys.
You weren't lying about it.
That
Nah,
will
it's
not be
fucking ugly.
posted.
That is ugly.
All right. Let's get off of that. Enough Tennessee talk. I want to do a little open conversation here before we get into our pick six. So something just happened in my league this past weekend. And it involved myself and Joe. So I was one of 3 teams on the bubble here trying to make it in. One of the teams lost. So that was good. That was they were out of the picture. The other team won. If I won, I'm in. I was playing Joe, and Joe, well, on Sunday, Joe
I
had
fucked up, Doug.
Yes,
Just say it.
alright.
I fucked up.
on Sunday.
I'll admit it.
Why don't you explain what you did, Joe?
So I logged on Sunday morning. I went to go set my lineup. I made some moves. I even picked up Minnesota's defense, which I believe got me like 20 points, 24 points. I thought I looked at all the guys and their designations. I could have sworn Dalton Schultz had no injury designation on him, and I played him in my flex spot. Come to find out, I guess he was ruled out on Friday. So, fuck me, I'm an idiot. And I played somebody who was hurt and out, so I was going to be taking a 0.
So that other team that was vying for a playoff spot, they were very upset by this. They were
Well,
very
they
upset.
lost by Joe. You won by. Oh, you lost
No,
by
I
a
would have
point because
lost.
of it.
He
I
lost
would
by
have
less
lost
than
by
a point.
like
Less
I
than a
would have
point.
lost by less than a
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody you picked up or anybody you put in this place would have got you the win.
Would have
Most
gotten him the win.
likely,
Yes.
yes.
But that's not even the whole story, right? So Sunday, I'm the commissioner of the league, and I took it upon myself to take Dalton Schultz and put him on the bench, and I put Aaron Jones in that flex spot, right? Because Aaron Jones wasn't playing until Monday night. He did have a question mark designation on there, but that was his best option to put in there. So I put him there. Monday, Joe had all day to kind of figure out what was going on with Aaron Jones and see if he wanted to put a different guy in there or whatever. And you never did. You never checked again, I guess. And
No, I will admit I didn't. Aaron Jones was in, and then I was out Monday night. I was somewhere where I couldn't look. I could look at my phone, but it would have been rude to do. So I'll be honest, I didn't
Was
look at
on a
my
date?
phone before the
How'd the
game
date go,
Monday
Joe?
night.
Let's
And
talk about the date
messed
real
up.
quick, Joe.
they're getting
I
married.
messed up.
How'd the date go?
Messed up. Just to hang out, man. It wasn't date. Don't worry about it. It was just hang out. It was a good time. That's it.
What's her name?
Mike, let's just go. Just fucking let's move on. I fucked up though.
Drunk
I
Mike.
admit I fucked up. Now the whole conversation that took place though was
So that's what I was going to get
ridiculous.
into next.
So
go
the
ahead.
fact that Doug is I'm going to talk for him because Doug is too nice of a guy overall. I know he complains about all these bad guys like Tyreek Hill and stuff, but that's because Doug is too good of a person.
Got a
So
kind heart.
Doug,
my wife would
even
disagree
though-
with you on that, but go ahead.
even though he took out Schultz already and put in Aaron Jones, Doug then, because somebody complained, took out Aaron Jones and put in Algier because he's the commissioner. So he put in
After-
somebody else on my bench after all the games had happened and gave himself the loss, which to me is ridiculous. And you shouldn't, I wouldn't even have moved Schultz if I were you. I thought that was too nice. Moving Algier was way too nice. But the problem is, like I said, if you do that for me because it's the last week of the season, you'd have to go back and do it for anybody who didn't play somebody and change all of the standings if somebody else lost.
Yeah,
because of
and I agree with that.
and that would
Before
have
I did
changed
it,
the whole season.
yeah, before I did it, I was thinking exactly that in my head. I'm doing this for this particular game, but I could go back. Well, Mike, you won the week before
The week
because of the
before,
same situation.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
someone didn't
it
play
feels
someone.
like it impacts more because it's the week before the playoff, but it's all the
Yeah.
same. Every week matters.
It's essentially the same thing as someone who drops a catch last second in the game or a penalty last second in the game, right? And we blame that on the entire game when there was still an entire game that was played beforehand.
Correct.
Uh,
And
Yeah,
you- what do you-
can't.
I know you weren't involved in the text messages, right? But in that scenario, what's the right play? Now, Doug's the biggest factor to this in my mind is that
Doug's the
Doug's the commissioner. So if he doesn't make that move, it can come off selfish and collusion, and Doug's just doing it to get into playoffs. But I think the right move is to leave it because that's just how the league settled. Andy, do you? I mean, we've had all of our opinions. What's yours?
Yeah, commissioner should not be touching anybody's team. There should be penalties for not setting your lineup. That should all be handled preseason. Everybody should know you're going to get penalized somehow for not starting your full roster, and the commissioner should never go in and touch the team. That's my thought.
Yeah, and like I,
completely
said,
agree with that. Yeah.
there should be no signs of collusion because of the fact I did go and pick up a defense that I thought was going to perform better. I am fucking blind, missed the out designation on Schultz, and I fully accept it. That's why I said if they all truly wanted to boot me because of
No,
it, I
but
would
there has to be a
fine.
penalty.
not being in the league, but I was one of the more active people in the league, like with
were, yeah.
along with you three.
Yeah, no, you definitely were. You definitely were. But yeah, there needs to be some kind of a punishment just because of everything that went down.
Whatever,
And
whatever
we'll
I got
figure
to
out what it
do.
is. I don't think it is.
Fine.
Yeah,
I
I
accept.
agree with Mike. Mike and I were talking about it earlier. I don't think it should that it should affect your season next year, which is why I think it's going to be something during the draft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I got to do
yeah.
something embarrassing during the draft,
Yeah.
I get it.
So we'll
Something
figure-
we
You
could
usually
post
do
and use
anyway.
as a clip.
Yeah,
Very true. Very true.
per use. But yeah, so we kind of left out the biggest point is the other guy who was involved in this embarrassed himself,
A lot. Yeah.
and we'll
Yeah.
leave names out of this. But
There's
Go ahead,
it
Mike.
comes to a point, like I understand his point. And if he would have said it as an adult, like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. Why didn't you set your lineup? You know?
Yeah, would have
Yeah.
apologized
100
right away.
But the back to back to back, there was like
Ah,
30 text messages in a row of just, I'm an only
Whining.
child. My
Yeah, just
parents
bitching
are
and
rich,
whining.
and just give me my. That's what I'm used to. It's exactly what it sounded like. It's like, dude, that's not how this works. And
he sounded like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid the day before, is what he sounded like.
yeah, he really did. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
He just wasn't used to not getting his way with the ref, and it just didn't work.
Same thing, right? That's what it
so
was.
much respect, love.
Um,
Yeah, man. If he came out in a calm manner, I wouldn't have react. I also reacted like a child after he did. I'm not gonna lie. He got me hook, line, and sinker with how he reacted. And you guys all know
that's
me.
expected. That's
Yeah.
expected from you.
Yeah.
We knew
You
that.
guys
But
all
Joe-
know me. I'm childish and petty,
but
and
the
I will
good
be
thing
that
is-
way in return.
The good thing is no one could understand your texts anyway, so it doesn't matter how you act because no one can read them. You're the worst texter in history.
That is true. Can't argue that either. Great points. A lot of self-reflecting happening for me tonight.
And also, you're very ugly.
No, that's not true.
Let's keep going.
Uh,
Let's keep going, guys.
he won't
That's
take it.
no.
I think my biggest takeaway from all this is don't draft two quarterbacks in a one quarterback league in the top 38 picks, and then you don't have to worry about missing the playoffs.
That's such a good point right there.
That's how I fucking
Actually.
took all this.
That is
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a good point.
Very true.
Yeah. And then, I was thinking about one of my Matt, who is a dear friend of the show. He actually said you guys should maybe do a tie break of like head to head tie break. And I was thinking about that, and he beat me head to head. But then I was like, then I
you
was
should
like-
just be in.
no, and it's fine, and I am in now. But then I was thinking, well, points should be the tie break, and I beat him by almost 100 points for the year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
So there's that as well. Anyways,
Yeah, in a 12-person league where there's no divisions or anything, you can't go by head to head as your. It's
No,
that doesn't. It,
Yeah.
it goes by points. How'd you
Goes
do
by
it for
points, I
season?
agree.
If
You
that was a
gotta do
tie
that.
break, but there shouldn't have been. Like you, I think you being in is the right move. Joe being punished, and now also the other guy being punished for his behavior.
yes,
is how we should do this.
like
we
it's
are-
like a disheartened father
yeah.
today.
Well, that's the way we all feel. I feel like when this went
yeah.
down. Yeah. So we were thinking about dressing you two as children because you acted like children, and make you bartend for the entire league next year.
I love the idea.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'll wear.
yeah.
I'll have a binky.
No, I think it should be overalls. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
We'll
Whatever.
figure something out. Yeah. It was just
I'm-
the
I
perfect
support
storm.
it.
It was the perfect storm of it was the
I still
commissioner
don't
in the
understand
game.
how he was blaming you. What was he blaming
Yeah.
you for about letting
Because
you know
we've known
something?
each other
Like, go
since
read
we
the
were
league
3 years
settings.
old. That's why.
But like, he's got to go read whatever the tiebreaker is or whatever. He shouldn't be asking. It's
No,
on the league.
he
page.
was blaming Doug for not being active in making the move beforehand. Like Doug
Yeah.
saw it
That's
and
not
left
his
it in
responsibility.
intentionally.
Right.
It's not his responsibility. No,
It's not his
but
responsibility.
Yeah.
He'd have
Like I
that
said,
means he'd
it
have to
was
look
just-
at everybody's team every week.
It was the
Yeah,
perfect
that's
storm
not
that
too
it
much.
was the commissioner it was happening to, and it was also the biggest whiner and complainer in the league that it was happening to. So it was like couldn't have been
Against the
worse.
guy who will get the most offensive as well.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it was just a shit storm, but I think we all learned from it, and we'll move on.
Take 6 time.
Andy says we didn't learn anything, so
I don't think we learned shit.
which
It
is
was a
very
waste of free
possible.
text messages is what it was.
Very possible. I mean, he certainly ruined a day, like because of fantasy
Oh
football.
God,
He fucking
I was
ruined
so
it.
fucking angry.
Yeah, exactly. He ruined
Yeah.
several people's days because of fantasy football. So, anyways, all right, let's jump into our new game, the Pick Six. Do you want
Do
to
it.
explain it one more time, Mike, or you think twice was enough?
Ah, we're
I
good.
gotta explain this
We're
drunk
good.
now.
Don't let him do
Yeah,
this
no,
now.
one more
That's
time,
true.
Mike. One more time.
One more time. Let's.
Watch the show.
Pick 6 out of the 7. Put a point value 1 through 6. Whatever points you get right, you get.
You changed it a
Six
little
is-
bit this
takes
week.
Six is most confident. 1 is
Yeah.
least confident. There we go.
Yeah. Nice quick one.
That was good. You changed it a little bit this week, though,
You
too.
used to.
I put spreads in this one because I didn't want it to be all like start sit matchups. I wanted to have like the studs versus the wide receiver threes or whatever. So I put some spreads in it, made it more betting friendly because that's what you do when you bet games is spreads. So I put spreads on players.
Oh
Joe-
shit.
Joe, I was just gonna say,
That's what
Joe
that
looks
was?
confused right now.
Yeah,
so
I
he
didn't know
obviously-
that. I thought you just put what the game spreads were for some reason.
Oh my god. No.
Did you
It's
explain
spreads
that
on
though?
the people.
Did you explain
No,
that?
he never.
No,
I
explained
didn't know-
that.
he just sent
it
us. He just
out.
sent us a thing with the spread.
I think you only told
I
me
didn't-
about this, Mike. I
Yeah.
don't think you.
I didn't
explained
know that I had to against the person that understands betting
Hey,
the
well,
most.
when you guys, I thought those were the lines of the game. I thought for some reason you put them.
What time did you start drinking today, Mike?
2.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
when Doug announces them, I'll factor that in.
You
right
guys
now.
going to adjust it a little bit? All right.
I
so-
might, yeah.
I'll go over the 7 questions and then we can talk about it from 1 to 7 or 1 to 6. I think.
Christ.
All right. So the 7 questions: Josh Allen versus Dallas, and he's getting 3.5 points, or Dak at Buffalo, who's giving 3.5 points. So we
That
got
ain't right.
Alvin
Gotcha,
Kamara.
okay.
We got Alvin
Yeah,
Kamara
yeah.
versus New York
No,
Giants. What?
It's the other way around. Isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, you wrote it. If it's the game spread, that game spread's wrong. If that's what they're projected, then that's right. Buffalo's favored. So Josh Allen would be.
No, he didn't do it by
Giving
the
points.
game spread. He
Mm.
did it by the player spread.
Oh, you made.
shit.
Is it?
I might have read it.
I made
wrong,
my
though.
own spreads on the players.
I think Josh. I think Mike's just fucked this all
So
up.
do you think, Mike? Do you think Josh Allen is going to get more or less? What were you
More.
thinking?
More.
Oh,
You
so
think
you
more?
wrote
So
it
you
down
should have
wrong.
put
So
a
you should be
minus sign
yeah,
on
yeah.
the
should be
point.
minus
That's
3.5.
why I took all those guys that were getting points.
Oh.
why I
Jesus,
said
let's
that
not do the
wrong.
spreads. Let's
Don't,
not do
just
the
don't do
spreads.
the point.
Don't do the
Just don't
spreads.
do the point.
Fucking idiot.
I
You
did
put
it
how
wrong.
many points more you thought they'd
Oh
get,
shit! I
and that's
did.
not
do,
what you're
yep,
supposed
yep,
to do.
yep.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
wondering it
100%
when I was looking at it. I was like,
This is
oh,
why I
damn.
didn't understand it.
Yep. That's
All right.
that's my bad, boys.
Well, that's a mess. Can we fix this on the fly? Right now is the question.
Just
no,
do it
we're
without-
no spreads. No spreads. We're doing no spreads.
So we're just doing straight up.
Just the
Help without
players.
spreads.
The players versus the players.
Help without spreads, but go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay.
We can't back out now.
Okay. All right. Let's
Last,
do it.
last play of the year.
All right. So once again, let's restart this, and so we're gonna go without the spreads now. Is that gonna change anything for anybody?
Just go.
Oh,
Just go. Please just
100%,
go.
but-
Please
okay.
just go.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Just go.
All right. So we got Josh Allen versus Dallas, or Dak at Buffalo. We got Alvin Kamara versus the Giants, or Barkley at New Orleans. We got DK Metcalf versus Philly, or Devonta Smith at Seattle. Evan Ingram versus Baltimore, or Isaiah Likely at Jacksonville. Matthew Stafford versus Washington, or Sam Howell at the Rams. Raheem Mostert versus New York Jets, or Brees Hall at Miami. And lastly, we got T. Higgins versus Minnesota, or Jordan Addison at Cincy. They were all
You know
pretty
what?
close, though.
They're
Mike,
all.
honestly.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
None of them are like outrageous.
No, they're not.
So
He's coming to
It's
save
okay.
himself.
no, as I was to him, the highest
That's what I was saying. I don't
spread
think
on
I'm.
this was 3. So
Yeah, I
it's
don't think
nothing
I'm
crazy.
switching anything. I kind of wish I still had the points on all the ones I
Yeah.
took.
exactly. Yep.
but I
But
guess they
no
weren't supposed to have
points.
the points anyways.
We'll
so.
be fine. Doug, next week, let's try to, when we do this segment, if possible, we should have the 7 on the screen for everybody to follow
Yeah,
along
whiteboard?
with. That'd be much easier.
Yeah, we'll whiteboard it next week. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Much better idea. But you're gonna put it up on Instagram tomorrow, anyways, right?
Correct.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's start with the 1-pointer. So, Mike, why don't you start us out with your 1 point?
All right. Well, I thought I was getting 2 points here when I picked this, but I got Devonta Smith over DK Metcalf. That's just the fact that I think Devonta is again having a huge second half of the year. He's almost becoming the number 1 target there. So I'm picking Devonta over DK as my 1.
Okay, Andy, what's your 1?
My 1 point, I took Evan Ingram for a point over Isaiah Likely. With Kirk down, we thought Ridley might get those targets, but they seem to have just gone straight to Ingram, and he's just a target monster right now. So
Agreed. Joe?
I came down to I went highest lowest when I did mine. Came down to either Higgins and Addison or Mostert and Hall, and I just took Mostert because I think he might get a couple touchdowns, and I don't see Hall doing a ton towards the end zone.
Yeah. That was the one I didn't touch because of that damn Jets defense that's still playing. So my 1 was same as Andy's. I went Evan Ingram as well. And mainly for the same reasons, because I think he is the target monster there now. And I trust him more than I trust Isaiah Likely. So Mike, who's your 2?
I went Breece Hall on my 2 over Mostert, mainly because it's his backfield and Mostert is in a timeshare with A-Chain. And I think even if it's, check downs against Miami, if they're down, he's still going to get those over Dalvin Cook. So he's just the main guy there.
All right, Andy.
my 2, I took DK Metcalf over Devonta Smith. Man's a freak, and he's got the easier corner matchup, in my opinion. So, and I think they'll probably be playing from behind, if we're being honest, in that second half. So, I went DK.
Hopefully.
I like it. I
Hopefully.
don't know anymore. Don't know anymore with those Eagles. Joe,
Yeah, it's
who'd
not
you
like
go
Seattle's
for?
bad.
It's Come on. Anyway,
Who's your 2?
my 2, I went with Saquon. I think the Giants got some life in them right now. I think they're playing with a lot of energy with DeVito, Danny, Tommy Boy, and
Danny.
I just think I think he got 2 touchdowns Monday night, and I think you could see something like that again this week.
Yeah, kid's showing something, isn't he? My 2, I went with Stafford versus Washington. And like we were talking about earlier, I just think that offense is starting to look much better. It looks like they're all healthy. And I thought I was getting 2 points, but apparently I wasn't. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely take Stafford over Howell. But I'll still take him straight up. I'll still take him straight up. He's got better weapons, and I think that Washington defense is pretty bad. So that was my 2. Mike, who's your 3?
This one was a push, so it wouldn't have mattered if I fucked up or not. But I went Saquon over Kamara. If this was a PPR, I would have went Kamara, but we do this by half PPR, so I'm taking Saquon.
All right, Andy, who's your 3?
I took Brees over Mostert for 3 for all the same reason Mikey said. It really is just his backfield. Zach Wilson looked competent, which helps the run game, and he is going to get those checkdowns wherever they can. So
It's true. Yeah, it was surprising, huh? He didn't even want to play the game, but Zach Wilson played pretty well. Joe, who'd you go
my
with?
favorite fake story of the season right there.
Yeah. Seriously, like an NFL quarterback. I don't want
to. You're in.
Don't put me in.
So,
Joe, who's your 3?
So I went with the tight end matchup here for my 3, but I went the opposite way. I said, give me Isaiah Likely. I think the Ravens are smart and strong on defense and strong at linebacker. And if you saw what happened this past weekend, then you should know, take Evan Ingram out of the equation and let the other guys try to beat you. So give me likely for 3 with how him and Lamar Jackson are starting to hit together.
Would you have
did you
done
think you were
that?
getting 3 points on that?
Mm-mm. Again, I thought they were the
Oh,
game
okay,
spreads.
good.
I
No,
didn't think they were
no.
player spreads.
I'm joking.
Ah. Oh, good.
So
Good.
my 3, and again, I thought I was getting 1 on this one, but it was T. Higgins over Jordan Addison. T. Higgins versus Minnesota. And
Doug, nobody's got a gun to your head. You can make changes.
no, I can't make changes on the fly right now like
You
that.
keep-
Things
well, you
might
keep-
change. Things might change, but I think T. Higgins starting to come around, and Jake Browning has looked a lot better than I think anyone thought he was going to look. So that Bengals team might even sneak into the playoffs. We'll see.
Nah, we need some L's. They're gonna catch some L's. We'll be all
Why? Who do you think's going to make the playoffs?
right.
All right, Mike.
Oh,
who's
I
your
think I
fourth?
know a playoff spot that will open up, Andy. So don't worry.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Mike, who's your fourth?
My 4, I got Evan Ingram over Isaiah Likely. I like Isaiah Likely, but Evan Ingram, since Christian Kirk went down, has been Trevor Lawrence's number 1 target, and especially with him not being mobile, he looks at the tight end more. So I'm taking Ingram over Likely.
All right, Andy, who's your 4?
Matt Stafford over Sam Howell. I mean, Washington pass D is fucking terrible. And yeah, Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua. So a pretty good receiver core. So give me Stafford.
Like it, Joe.
I don't understand how you guys don't have him higher, and Rossi took Smith over him, but give me DK Metcalf, man. I mean, if I'm not playing Washington and I'm a passing offense, right now I want to play Philly. Philly can't stop the pass. So give me Metcalf just on that. I think it's an easier matchup than Smith has, and I think Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown need to reestablish something after their little bitch fest they just had.
All right.
They have that every other game.
So my 4, I went Alvin Kamara against the Giants over Barkley, and mainly because he's a PPR machine. He just keeps
Half
he might-
PPR.
he still catches a ton of balls. So even with half, I'll still take it. And with Derek Carr back, he loves to dump it down to him. So that's where I'm going with my 4. Mike, where are you going on your 5?
Josh Allen over Dak. I just could see the Bills making one of those Bills type runs at the end of the season where Josh Allen just gives it his all and gets his team into the playoffs. You know, it happens. It seems like this happens every year where the Bills are just like not as good as you think they are, but then all of a sudden they just pick it up when it matters to get into the playoffs. And I think he's going to do it this week against Dallas. That guy, he gives it more than it seems like he gives it more than anybody else in the league. That he leaves everything on the field.
Yeah, I agree. Not just because Andy's here. He's probably one of my favorite, if not favorite, players to watch play football. Because he just reminds you of like the old school style of play. But
he's also a heart attack waiting to happen now. Every play, like, did he get up?
That's true. That's true. As a Bills fan, I'm sure. But yes, I heard someone talking about it where it's like he better get that friggin' team into the playoffs with all these backup quarterbacks in the league right now. Josh Allen better get his team in the playoffs.
Yeah, they dug themselves a hole though. In that
They did.
conference,
They did.
their conference record's bad. They lost to 3 of the teams ahead of them, 2 or 3 of the teams ahead of them.
I think, unfortunately, though, for Joe, I think I agree with Joe. I mean, the Patriots just
Yeah.
beat them. I think the Steelers are going to find their way out of that.
I got to tell you, the AFC East looks after that fucking Tennessee comeback. The AFC East it's
open.
It's there. It's still 2 games, but Miami's got Baltimore and Dallas to play, and then the Bills and the Dolphins play the last week of the year. So if the Bills can get by the Cowboys, and we can get if we can get 1 or 2 losses out of that going into week 18.
Well, I could see it. All right.
Anyway,
Where'd you go for 5?
I took Kamara over Saquon, half PPR. He gets 10 receptions and still 5 fucking points. He just can't stop getting looks, and the yardage counts the same as runs. It's not like Saquon's really killing it. I mean, give me the dude whose usage rate is that high.
Yep. Yep. Agreed. Joe, would you go 5?
I'm like Rossi, man. Give me Josh Allen. Man on a mission right now, playing how Josh Allen should be playing football, running it more. And I just think Buffalo plays better defense at home too. Dallas doesn't travel as well. They're a different team at home. I honestly could see this being a statement game for Buffalo and then blowing Dallas out.
Yep.
Blown
So
them out.
I'm with you two guys. Josh Allen was my 5.
Wow.
So I'm not going to say much more about it, but other than I think they are coming on right now, and I think that should be a high scoring game.
I think I know
And I'll tell
you what.
86.
As,
That's what I was gonna
when
say.
when Mike started talking about the Bills, my confidence was like this, you know. And then Joe, and then as soon as Doug said it too, I'm just I got no
Just
confidence
cratered.
going into this weekend.
It's like when all the commentators pick the same team
Yeah, the
to
bottom
win,
of the
you know?
screen, yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
Yeah,
you all
that's-
know how good I am at picking shit right now.
Yeah. Fucking hey.
Yeah. I mean, I still think
There's
this
only-
is going to be a tough game. I just think Josh Allen's going to score more points than Dak. I'm
Yeah.
not saying this is like a easy win for Buffalo by any stretch. All right,
No, I
Mike.
wouldn't go that far.
Mike, who's your 6?
My 6 is Matthew Stafford over Sam Howell. Stafford, shut up, Andy. I saw that face. I forget who picked him earlier. They already said the same things. They're playing the worst team against the pass in the league, and he has all the weapons in the world. So
Like it. Andy, where'd you go?
Yeah, my Josh Allen, and my notes are strictly fuck you, Mike. So
Perfect. All right. Well,
There
good
we go.
reasoning.
I like that.
it.
I mean, and I don't understand that because there's nobody that's rooting more for Josh Allen than I am. Like I need the Cowboys to lose. So fuck you, Mike, would be going Dak and saying that the Cowboys are gonna win.
All right. Thanks for that explanation.
yeah, appreciate
We
it.
Yeah.
broke that down. Joe, who'd you go for with 6?
I mean, Stafford. Washington's got the worst fucking pass defense in the world. Puka is playing out of his mind. Cooper Kupp looked pretty good last week. You'll see in DK if we get there. I am big on the Rams this week.
If we get there, we'll see. And my 6, last but not least, I went DK Metcalf, and I agree with Joe. I just think if you're going to be playing a team right now where you need to get a lot of points out of your receiver or your pass catchers in general, then it's Philly. That's who you want to play against. And again, I thought I was getting 2 points, but still, I'll still take it straight up. I definitely like him in that matchup. All right, boys. Another pick 6.
So we all avoided Addison and Higgins. That was the one we all saw.
Oh,
No,
yeah, we
somebody
all
took
did.
somebody. No, didn't Doug take him? I thought. Didn't you take Higgins?
No, yeah, I did take Higgins. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Okay.
the rest
Who'd you
of
avoid,
us
Doug?
avoided that.
I avoided the reheat.
Mostert Hall.
Most
Yeah,
and Brees.
he avoided
wow.
Mostert and Hall.
So I think otherwise though, I think we all picked pretty much the same guys.
Yeah, this is the closest
Yeah.
we've been.
Yeah.
So I mean
I'll be better next week, boys. That was partly because I think Andy and Joe both didn't know there were spreads, so obviously it
You
makes it a
also
little
did
more
it wrong.
lopsided.
yeah, and you
Well,
did them wrong.
That's what I mean. Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
so-
When I blamed you guys, I was actually blaming myself.
I wasn't. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's what I
blaming
meant by that.
you. I was. No, I wasn't blaming you. I was saying if we knew there were spreads, it would have been different answers.
Possibly,
But these
yes.
players
I'll
with
give you
no
that.
spreads it makes it a little easier.
And that's why I thought it was actually easier than weeks past because I was taking those points that you weren't
Yeah.
giving. They were actually so,
He
That's
was
why
making
I thought it was
favorites
so
even
hard.
better.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, no more spreads. Won't ever do that again.
Well, if you do it
Lesson
right, I
learned.
think it's fine.
Yeah, if you do it
Yeah, I
right,
think
it
it's
can
still
be
might too
fun.
much.
Yeah.
Still might be too much.
It's a lot to read.
Did you guys notice the theme in this one?
I
Teammate,
mean,
or
they were
matchups.
playing. Yeah, there's the teams
Yeah, they
playing
played
against each other.
They're all playing each other. All right,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see your thought on it.
Jesus Christ.
Are you guys all morons? Or all right.
I
You-
bet you-
Well, that
bet you guys didn't
answers
see this
yes. That
coming.
has nothing to do with anything else.
That's true.
uh,
All right, Joe, you ready for it? You gotta get that hat on backwards. There you go. He's got the hat tonight. Andy's gonna sit back and get relaxed. All right, looked like you were getting relaxed for this one. All right.
So
Joe's beef of the week.
it goes back to more than just this weekend. Obviously, I wasn't on the podcast last week, and I was going to talk about it last week, but we were able to still talk about it this week because this team sucked again. But we're going to go back to last season. Me and McShane do year-long bets on awards and stuff like that. And I talked him into Dak Prescott for MVP last year because I thought if this team was going to be successful, it needed to be on Dak's shoulders. Obviously, that didn't happen. This year, who's our favorite to win MVP right now, ladies and gentlemen?
Dak.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott at plus 150 is a betting favorite to win MVP. What's the biggest difference in Dallas?
No Kellen Moore.
No Kellen fucking Moore.
How many questions are we getting during this?
That's it. That's it. That's it. But how this guy is still being considered a front runner for a head coaching job is absolutely fucking mind-boggling. He took this Dallas team that I think could have possibly had some more weapons last year. Brandon Cooks was a nice addition this year, and he's been better in the second half of the season. But he had plenty of weapons to do whatever he could. Now he's gone to the Chargers when everybody talked about Herbert. We all know how we feel about Austin Eckler. Yeah, Mike Williams got hurt, but they drafted Quentin Johnson, expected big things from him. Everybody thought this was going to be an awesome offense to watch, and the Chargers were going to give the Chiefs a run for this division. And they have done absolutely nothing, if not regressed. This offense looks fucking awful. Justin Herbert does not look like the Justin Herbert we've seen in the past. Keenan Allen is the only one doing anything on this offense, and that's just because Keenan Allen is that talented. It's got nothing to do with Kellen Moore. He's using these guys in the wrong way. Austin Eckler could possibly have one of his worst seasons as a starter. Yes, he's been hurt, but game by game, what he is averaging is probably going to be the worst year that he's had. Possibly, even when he was getting partial time, could have been a better season than this. There's nothing good about Kellen Moore. He was a bad quarterback when he was in the league. He was okay in college. He played
you take that back.
He was okay in college. He played at Boise
good college.
State. He wasn't at no big school. Listen, he doesn't have it. He didn't have the smarts as a player. He doesn't have the fucking smarts now. If anybody gives him a chance as a head coach, they should be ashamed against guys like Bieniemy and such, and Johnson from Detroit. Those guys are good at offense and will make do with what they got. Kellen Moore should not be considered, and he should be fired from this OC position. There's too much talent on that team not to score points.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. Brandon Staley, I think he's way overdue from getting fired.
Yeah, Brandon
Oh,
Staley.
yeah,
Brandon Staley got
he
fired
should be-
weeks
I mean,
ago.
Yeah.
He should have
just
been
doesn't know.
fired so long ago.
He's like Stephen
He
Root
can't
in
figure it out.
fucking
He just keeps
what's the name of
showing
that
up.
movie? It's gonna kill me. Office Space. He's Stephen Root in Office Space.
Just keeps coming to work.
Yeah, we're still paying him. Well, if he keeps showing up, just don't send the check. It's gonna be him.
That
So
is
I,
what it is.
I agree that Kellen Moore needs to be fired and shouldn't be considered as a head coach, but I don't agree that last year was his fault in Dallas. Dak played 12 games. Tyrone Smith was hurt the whole year. Can we not discount how big of an impact that makes for this whole offense? Hold on. I'm not done yet. And Dak threw 15 picks. Like, why isn't that on Dak himself? Like, I understand it has to do with off and the play you're calling, but you still got to make the read as a quarterback. I mean, Dak throwing 15 picks is on him. Kellen Moore can't choose who he throws the ball to and how he throws it.
But he designs the plays. Dak has had
I know.
successful years before Kellen Moore, and he's having an MVP type season after Kellen Moore.
with Tyrone Smith, though, that makes a huge difference.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but he had a terrible year last season. The offense yes, they had a good running game last year, but the offense in general is playing better this year. And I think years before, if you want to blame it on the left tackle, blame it on the left tackle. I think this offense looks way more in sync and way more comfortable this year without Kellen Moore than they did last year. And but also too, what's your reasoning for the Chargers?
I was just gonna say, actually, I mean, Herbert is always
six
hurt.
points, 6 points against the Patriots, and
Yeah.
then what they do this weekend? They didn't score. Eckler got a touchdown in at the end of the third quarter. That was their first score. Like, come on, Rossi.
No, again, like I said, I'm not saying Kellen Moore is a good coordinator, but I don't think giving him the full blame for last year is right. And that also, Herbert showed regression last year before coming into this year. And what did Herbert have? One good season.
He had
And
a
then all of a
great
sudden
season. I mean, he went over 5,000
great
yards
season.
that one season.
Yeah.
But he's
and then
been
last
hurt.
year, it was
I think he's an
regression.
injury-prone player. The
He
last
is.
2 years,
Yeah.
he's just been hurt a lot. And he's been nicked up this year a lot. Mike Williams, another injury-prone guy, gone. I mean, maybe we overvalued this team. You know, maybe we overrated the Chargers in general. That could be part of it too. I don't think Kellen Moore is great, but he might have had some bad luck these past 2 years too. I don't think you get rid of him after a year.
You're talking back-to-back years of not performing to what your team should. I'm blaming him.
All right.
There's a common denominator in both of those offenses. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we'll always have Boise State over Oklahoma in that bowl game, though.
That was a
Statue
great
of
play.
Liberty.
Great play.
That was fucking. What was it? That was the other one. Shooting ladder. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, hook and ladder.
Hook and
Fucking
ladder.
love the Shoots and Ladders. Shoots and Ladders was a good game.
Great game too. I think he
Yeah.
invented that.
Yeah. I
Back when
mean,
he worked for
genius.
Hasbro.
Yeah. I mean,
Great guy.
good guy. All right, Andy. So we have no idea what you're doing here.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Oh yeah, so I have to do something when he does this, right?
No,
Not a thing.
just
Oh, no.
react. No, just
Okay.
react. Hopefully it brings
Just-
some.
You shut the fuck up for a second, would you? All right.
Andy's Mount Rushmore.
All right.
Take it away.
So this week, Bills and Chiefs played, and those games are just always fun. They always have some kind of wild shit happen at the end of the game. I'm hesitant to call it a rivalry because even though the Bills seem to win in the regular season, they can't seem to do shit in the postseason. But for lack of a better term, this Rushmore is going to be your favorite 4 rivalries of your lifetime to watch any sport. So first up for me has just been these Josh Allen Bills versus the Mahomes Chiefs. As I said, games have been great. Always a wild ending. The 13 seconds will haunt me for years and
God.
years to come. Probably until they win a Super Bowl. It literally keeps me up at night. And then staying with football, the Manning Colts versus the Brady Pats. Back when it felt like nobody could beat the Patriots, there was like one fucking shining light in my life, and that was a 6'5" big 4-headed fuck named Peyton Manning, who could bring me joy. Switching sports on you, the LeBron Cavs versus the Curry Warriors. Those series were incredible. That's prime basketball for any basketball fan out there. That's as good as it's ever been. And then last but not least for me, Marco Antonio Barrera versus Eric Morales, the trilogy in boxing, back when we were young, back when boxing was fun. And those were 3 of the best fights I ever saw in my life. And I wish that still existed. But that's it. That's my Mount Rushmore of rivalries that I got to view.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That
good.
last
I
one
like
you just
this one.
brought up,
It's good.
the boxing one. I forget their names, but who is the Italian versus the Irish guy in boxing?
Oh,
that has beat the
Mickey Ward.
shit.
Yeah.
Mickey Ward and what was the other dude? Gatto.
forget their names.
What was his name?
Gotti? Was that Taro Gotti?
Nah,
No, who's that?
No, it was I can't remember who the fuck other guy was.
I'll look it up. But those 3 boxing matches all did not disappoint.
They were just fights. There was no. They
Yeah,
just were not
Taro Gotti.
technically
That's who it
that's
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, they both left. They everything on
brain
there,
damage.
and they were just destroyed afterwards.
Yeah, those were violent. That
That's
was
good.
fun.
It's one of these debates where I'd have to think about it a little bit. So maybe we should
Yeah.
know about these things beforehand. But
I figured for sure somebody would go Red Sox, Yankees. 'cause I
that's a
think
I
low
have
hanging
that.
fruit. I mean,
yeah.
I think anyone who's a Red Sox fan has to have that on their
Absolutely.
list.
I'll tell you the
Patriots
Eagles
Colts was
Giants.
another one.
Yeah,
Patriots,
everybody's
Colts,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
theirs. Yours the Eagle Giants. I'm Steelers Ravens.
Yeah.
We'll all have that
But-
with our
Yeah.
team as one.
Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2 was one of the greatest moments of my life when Deshaun Jackson just bobbled that onside. I
Fumbled.
mean, that fumbled that punt return, picked it up, and they were down, I think, like 24, some absurd amount of points in like the third quarter of that game. I actually remember turning it off, and my mom called me with like, it's left in the fourth quarter. I was like, you should probably put this back on. They're coming back. It was incredible to watch the end of that game.
Oh, that's good. I mean, what else do you have, Joe? You have anything else besides your Steelers and Red Sox off the top of your head? I mean, I was almost thinking too, like instead of Patriots Colts, it could just be Brady and Manning. You could just say that
Yeah.
really, too. You know?
I going basketball. I used to love watching the Knicks and Pacers play back when Starks and Miller
yeah.
played. That
Yeah.
used to be some fun
That's true.
stuff.
Yeah. I was thinking way back too, the Bulls and Jazz back in the
Mm-hmm.
90s when, Karl Malone and John Stockton against.
Fucking
Like-
Jordan pushed off Russell.
Yep. I was always rooting for the Jazz back then. It's funny. But anyways, that was good. That was a very,
I like
very,
it.
very interesting Mount Rushmore. Makes you think. And we'll be thinking about these now. And we'll be
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get text. I'll get
Yeah.
text.
Get ready
Yes.
for some text, boys.
Yep, for sure. I was trying to think of like any like tennis ones and like head to head kind of things,
Well,
Yeah,
we could do
I just don't know
Federer
enough
and
about
Nadal,
tennis.
but I don't watch it. Yeah, I don't
like
watch it. a lot.
Agassi, Sampras, stuff like that.
Yeah, Nadal Federer would be the better one.
Nadal, Federer, probably. Yeah, yep.
But,
Does Djokovic even have a rival? I mean,
No, he is the winningest tennis fucking
is now.
player of all time, though, right?
yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
wild to think of.
Crazy.
And then golf. I mean, did Tiger
Tiger.
and Phil? Tiger and Phil.
Tiger
Yeah,
and
but
Phil.
Tiger, he
Not the same.
dominated.
Tiger dominated.
Yeah.
He
He
can't.
did. He did. Those were better.
know.
The older rivals, right? Like
Yeah.
back in the day, they were closer. Tiger did dominate that one too much. All right, that was good. That was fun. I don't know what you guys want to call it. What are we
Good with
thinking?
me.
right now?
I don't know
Mike?
how long we've been.
We're pushing
Uh,
an hour. I think.
I've been told through text message that I won't shut up, so I'll let somebody else decide.
You've been feeling good tonight. There's no question about that.
It's just how quick you think we could run through DK if you guys want to do it.
If you guys just want to throw names out there and not really do much as far as like examples of
Yeah,
why.
Just names and salary. That's it.
Go ahead, give a couple.
Let's do that. Go ahead, Mike, quarterback.
Matthew Stafford, 6,000.
Andy.
That's what I got. I know that Dallas is ranked first, but I mean James Cook just has to get more involved lately. So I'm taking James Cook. 6,300 is my go-to this week.
Oh, I thought we were going all the positions real quick.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
going
yeah, we're
positions,
gonna go
Andy.
positions. Yeah, positions.
Ah,
Yeah,
oh,
you
we
were
were
done
throwing out
with
our
Stafford.
favorite names.
Yeah.
Well, I got Stafford.
You were done.
Stafford.
Stafford
Okay.
for me as well.
All four of us
The
did that. All four of us
Wow.
did Stafford.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
Well, that's bad. All right. Running backs, Mike.
CMC and Bijan,
I shouldn't even gone to
9,300 and 6,800.
Shouldn't have even gone to him. Andy, running
Yeah,
backs.
I know. On top of James Cook, I took Brees Hall at Miami for those same reasons I said earlier. 6,400.
Joe.
Bijan, 6,800 at Carolina. Derrick Henry, 6,900 against Houston.
Yeah, I went Bijan 6,800 as well. And I went Zeke actually because he's obviously a big part of that game plan. He was only 5,800.
Like it.
Mike, wide receivers.
I got Puka at 7,300. I got Noah Brown at 5,000. He's the only person that they can throw it to. And I'm taking the flyer on Treylon Burks. He was only $3,000.
They're saying Nico's playing this weekend. And
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Still, number 2 is fine.
or he wants to play this weekend. We'll see. Andy, who's your receivers?
Yeah, I got Puka, 73. I got Marquise Brown for 51. And I got DeAndre Hopkins for 62.
I like D Hop.
All right. Joe.
Double dipping on the Rams with Stafford. Give me Cooper Cup 7,800, Puka for 7,300,
Wow.
and Wendell Robinson for 3,700.
I like that a lot if it hits, you know?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
ballsy.
That's a big
I-
play.
So I went Nakua to stack it. I went Rashee Rice because he's the only wide receiver that can catch a ball on that team. And I went Romeo Dobbs for 5,300. Rice was 6,100.
I had Romeo in mind. Took him out eventually, but
Mike.
Quick,
Cool
we're
story,
going quick, Mike.
Mike, tight end.
You talk too much.
Kate Otten. Kate Otten, Tampa Bay versus Green Bay, 3,200.
Andy, tight end.
Njoku at home versus Chicago, 4,700.
Joe.
Same.
I went
Joe
Dalton
wants to go to
Kincaid.
bed.
I went Dalton Kincaid, 5,300. Mike, flex.
Tony Pollard,
Pollard.
6,700.
Wow. Andy.
I took Jaden Reed at home versus Tampa Bay,
like that.
4,900.
Yeah, I like that. I was back and forth between Jaden Reed and Dobbs. Joe.
Nico wants to play. He won't play. Robert Woods, 4,200.
Oh, wow.
Bobby Trees.
All right. I went Noah Brown as well because he might not play and he was 5,000. And even if Nico does play, I think Noah Brown's going to have a big role. All right. Defense, Mike.
I went Giants versus Saints for 2,700. Defenses look good in New Orleans. Offense looks awful.
Andy, defense.
Same.
Joe.
Wow.
Didn't have money left. Give me Bills for 2,400 because I also think Dallas won't travel.
You know what? There's something to that. I saw those stats actually. When they travel, they are way worse. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So I went cheap as well, and you guys are gonna get in my case about this, but I did go Patriots because I think they're just gonna keep. I think they're gonna make this an ugly game. Well, I mean, why are they the second least when their D has been good and KC's offense hasn't been?
Doug, Mitchell Trubisky sucks, and we almost came back against you guys.
He does suck.
If we had an average quarterback, if we signed Joe Flacco off the street, we'd kill you guys.
All right, Joe, but you're the Steelers and you don't beat the Patriots.
No, they're fucking dumb. They're too loyal.
All right. Good show, boys. I think we're gonna
Alright.
call it now, Mike. I think you've had enough. We've heard you
Go,
enough.
past my bedtime.
All right. So for Mike,
Andy, you hopped on Warzone.
Jesus.
Bye. Get a sign off.
This is after. All right. Later, guys.
Later.